edition of Reaper Pro Tips with me, your host, Anne, barely intact. Disembodied Hands Quindy, more intact. Disembodied Beard John, probably still fell over. And, hey, absentee Kiki, where'd you go? Kiki. Keeks. Come here, Keeks. Come here. You have to say hi. Come on. Nope. All right, fine. Now she'll come. Go. Come on. Pause up. There we go. There we go. And the Kiki. You know, Pendrake, it's okay. We're here. We're here for you. Yes, Kiki, who many people got to see and sometimes even scruffle in person. The Queen, who is a real brat. Oh my god, you guys. Oh my god. Yes, you're such a brat. You're so brat. So brat, Papa. So brat. So brat. I love you too. Okay, off. Thank you, good girl. You can stay in here as long as you don't get into trouble. Ha 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 ha. Queen of Slime, yeah. Totally. Kiki was a good girl in her, yeah. In general, until, man though, guys, I could not, okay, so we were supposed to finish driving home yesterday. We were supposed to stop in Bakersfield. Bakersfield's only 4 hours from here. And I was so done with staying in a hotel room with Crazy Puppy that I was like, screw it. And I did the 12-hour drive. The 12-hour drive from Flagstaff to home in one day. We got home on Wednesday night. Because I was just done. Kiki was done. I was done. We were both done. Hey, Turgeon. Yeah, so Kiki, you know, dogs are very much creatures of routine, and puppies even more so because they start to act out if they don't have their routine. And on the 11th day, Kiki and I were just like, okay, we're done. We're both done. We're done with each other. We're done with this trip. We're done with not being home. Right, Keeks? Right. We're done with not being home. And so we did the 12 hours, even though Kiki was like, oh my god, Mama, why are we still in the car? Yeah. Why are we still in the car, Mama? Oh, off. No bites. Nope. And we're back to mouthing now, too. So, oh. Hey, Daffodil, thank you for that resub. 47 months. Yay! Excellent. So, Turgeon, the best news for Turgeon in Turgeon world. The best news is that I took 14 books to the convention and I sold out by Saturday morning. So apparently I should have. My mom was like, "Well, you should have brought more books." And I'm like, "I know, Mom, but Amazon didn't give me my box in time." Of course, my box was sitting here very nicely, a whole box of West of the Moon when I came home. Hey, Jonah Redbeard, thank you for the Prime sub. Thank you for the Prime sub. Yes, so that was nice that a lot of people bought my book. Thank you, everybody. The launch went pretty good. For those who are new, I wrote a book. Actually, I wrote two. Those were my signs for the convention, too, where I wrote a book, actually, too. But when you first publish your first book, all your friends and acquaintances and family are like, holy shit, they wrote a book. I'm going to buy it, right? But then when book 2 comes out, they're all like, old news. So you're going to get this huge drop-off in your family, friend, acquaintances, which are the people you don't really want anyway, in a way. Like, it's great to have their support for that first book, but after that, they're just messing up your Amazon algorithm. I hate to say this. I love you all. But yeah, so yes. So it's always the case with the books. It is. But yeah, so essentially book 2 won't sell as well as book 1 because all the people who were just like freaking curious because you wrote a book and so they picked up your book, those random people on your Facebook feed, won't come back for book 2 because they don't normally read YA fantasy or whatever you're writing, right? So that's actually okay because I did big promotions on the first book when second book launched, and now Amazon's algorithm appears to be much better. You can tell when you look at the also bots, like essentially, if you're being put in the right categories. So yeah, it's good. Back to reading book 2. I can't even handle that many words, Quindy. When I saw 140K, when I saw that book came out to 140,000 words, I was like, ugh, what happened? This is a long book. It was a very long book. But anyway, It's a good book. So yay. Yeah, once our brains are all back to normal, my brain is not back to normal. Kiki is not back to normal. David is still plagued. David came home with con crud, and he was like sick like on Monday, and then continued to be sick and is still sick today. So yeah, so con crud, it's a thing. And I lost my voice totally at the con and totally destroyed my throat. Because I was thinking, well, I talk all day, I talk all morning to you guys, but that's like an hour and a half. And the rest of the day I really don't. Whereas at the con, especially with the book and the mini painting, I was talking nonstop for 4 days. Awesome, Agent Marvel. Yay! Super. Yes. And congrats to Quindy. For those who didn't know, she was inducted into our Hall of Fame. Well deserved. I knew Quindy, and I didn't tell you. I am good at keeping secrets when it counts. David didn't know. I knew far in advance that David was MSP medalist too, and I didn't even hint. I didn't even bring it up, so. Yes. Oh, first place in the costume contest. That's awesome, Pistodoma. And the silver. Nice. Yeah, exactly. That's what Quindy said, is that at least 3 other people had got the con crud, but it didn't seem to like... Well, and when it's a summer con, it's better than like Adepticon, where you're still like hauling your butt out of the depths of the Chicago winter and it's still lousy out. And you're in an enclosed area, with everybody. Like, Adepticon, I think, is plague breeding grounds, like with Chicago in March, But yes, much love to Quindy for getting that award. Awesome. All right, we're working on, damn it, I got everything else, and I didn't get my green stuff. Hold on, we're going to zoom out. We're going to work on our griffin face today. I still see the beak is just a little bit off-center, but I can fix that. But yeah, our head is taking shape now, and we can start to really flesh it out, because we have all our under stuff done. I do want to like carve or sand away a little bit at the tip of this beak to even it out. So I'm going to grab my green stuff, and we'll continue to chat as I sculpt this thing. Kiki, I gotta get my green. Gotta get my green, Kiki. Where's my green? There it is. Yay! Hi, good girl. Oof. Oh, good. Yeah, so good for you avoiding the con crud. At this point, the COVID is... it's like somebody at David's work asked him if what he got was actually COVID, and he's like, I don't know. I ran out of tests long ago. Right now, it's just another flu at this point, is what David feels. He's like, I don't even care enough to order more tests. But it's, he's still coughing and like runny nose, but he takes a long time to get over colds. You tested, came up negative? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Having everybody have their Twitch names on their badge would be awesome. I know some of you did, and that was happy, because, like, I knew. And some of you, like Slayer, came up and introduced themselves, so I was like, awesome. It was nice to meet you, Slayer, by the way. I really enjoyed our chats. So yeah. Now I need sculpting tools. But yeah, so it was a good con. Other than my horrible lost voice, which was very, very painful. My throat was just very unhappy. That's what happens when you're a recluse and you begin to, like, and then you spend 4 days talking. Man, okay, I must have put my sculpting tools in with everything else. This is why I grabbed my Reapercon box. Bye, Papa. Yeah, that's my badge. Yep, that's the giant Sophie that we're going to paint, but not yet. Yes, we are going to paint. Actually, you guys can choose, but I think I'd rather paint the giant Sophie on stream, if it's all the same to you guys. I have both, obviously. But this one is so small. She's like she's really beautiful, but she's so small. Paint the giant Sophie. Yeah. Well, that's good. That's good, Twisted Oma. Just as long as the otter gets painted. Yes. Yeah, big one will be easier to see. Yeah, I feel like Giant Sophie's going to be a lot better. I think it's going to be better than Little Sophie. Like, just this, she's got so many tiny details on her that painting Little Sophie is going to be, like, I think kind of more of a pain. I like Big Sophie, so that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing, dang it. Ah, there's my tools. Yeah, and we're going to be painting, like, we're going to be painting Giant Sophie. We're totally painting the Reapercon Mouseling because I love the Wraith Mouseling and I can't wait to paint it. And we're going to paint the Barbarian guy because he's actually really cool too. Like all of the minis, all the con minis this year that came in the box were all fantastic. So we're totally doing that, and we're actually doing, and Reaper can complain at me if they want to, but I don't think they're going to. Because it is a Reaper mini, even if it was cast by Darksword. But we're going to do Ed the Necromancer, raising his skeleton, raising the Ed skeleton. So we're going to do that as well. Which actually, it is a Reaper mini. The story that I heard about it was that Tom Meyer sculpted it for Darksword, and Jim took one look at it and just went, you know what, this is a Reaper mini, and he just gave it to Reaper. So yeah, donated the green and rights to Reaper. Yes, so it is a Reaper mini because Jim is just really good people. He's dangerous when you put him together with Lovejoy, but other than that, he's good people. Yeah. Yeah, keep an eye on the website. I don't know if we sold out. I don't know. It's just, I think Reaper has so much on its plate right now that making extras was just, Oh, and we have fun. We can have fun. I have fun things. Fun things. Fun things. Papa! Okay, pardon me. Have to evict the dog. Doglet. No doglet. No. Good girl. Get your chews. You've got at least 6 chews out there. Good girl. Work. Silly Kiki. So. Oh, they got the extra boxes up on the web. So there you go, Chibi. They're up on the web. Run before they sell out. So, what is his name? Was it TJ? I don't remember. The guy at the booth who had the Proacryl, Jen's friend, the booth that Jennifer Haley was working at, gave me this one. So we're going to be doing some fun things. This is the latest iteration of Proacryl, and they do have a Pyrrole Red, so which is a different pigment, for example, for those who didn't know. So we'll play around with that for something in the future. Extra barrel gate boxes. The bags are sold out. Yep. Swag bag is sold out. Yeah, everything in the swag bag was lovely. Like, all these minis will paint. Oh, and Jason Weeby. Okay, so I got so much stuff, guys. I have so much freaking stuff. I don't know where I put everything. Like, seriously. I need to figure out where I put everything. But Jason Weeby gave me one of his puggles. His puglings. His pugling scale meter. So this is cute. I really wish that I could paint it on stream, but it is a Weeby, not a Reaper, so I cannot, but hold on. Where did I put that? It's in here. It's like I knew I had another mini box in here. So some of this stuff we're going to be painting on my own stream. Yeah, he needed something to show the scale because he did big puglings. Okay, so I still need to finish up that. I did not get a lick of paint on anything, guys, all weekend. Because you guys were awesome and kept coming up and talking to me, and I would always rather, like, talk to you than actually paint at a con. And so yeah, that was a thing. So I picked up some really cool minis that we're going to be painting on my personal stream. So pardon me, Reaper, while I digress. But I discovered Adventure Cats from Kana Miniatures. And I bought things, and then I bought things from Moonlight because Christine is awesome. And then so on my own stream we'll be doing the water weird. I actually did get 2 licks of paint because I was trying to show somebody how to wet blend. But this is from the people from Kana Miniatures who does Adventure Cats, and it's essentially a D&D sea lion shaped water elemental. So it's really cool, and he's like zooming. I love him. So, and those are just so simple mini. But here's what Jason gave me, the real prize, guys. The real prize. So he had his prototypes of his puglings, and then he had a set of big puglings. And I told him I wanted to paint this one because I really like the wrinkly head of the pug. I just think that's going to be so much fun to paint. And so we have one of the prototype puglings in the 40 mil, or the double big, I think he said, was what he was calling it. So, yeah. Right. Yeah. Oh, Kiki, Sorry, she's got this thing where she wants to dig at the couch lately. Yeah. Yeah, you're a dweeb. But yes, so the pugling is cool, so we'll be doing that, and me get my knife out, and I just realized I had all my stuff stuffed still in my, everything is stuffed into my travel box, so I'm just grabbing my stuff here. So many things, guys, so many things. Alright, there. Ah, there's my sculpting tools. Yay! Sculpting tool number 1. Sculpting tool number 2. Sculpting tool number 3. Yeah, I always go to cons with, like, the best intentions, you know, where you're like, I'm gonna get a couple things done while I'm at this con. I'll have all this time. And then, you know, you're like, nope. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Plus a little bit of nope. Yeah. So I had to grab all the brushes that I loaded into here. So I have brushes and miniature tools. All right, I think we're good. I think we're good. There's still things I need to locate, but God, it's like you rip apart your life to go to the convention. Like you pack everything and then you're like, oh my God, I have to recombobulate in a big bad way. So yes. So there's all the booty that we got, and we'll be painting some of this stuff on my own stream. We'll be painting an awful lot of it on this stream. So we will. It's only right, since we did the Kathy tribute mini, that we also do the Ed tribute mini. So yeah, we'll be doing that. All of that stuff in the future. Reapercon is fun. Oh, who was selling? I totally got messed up here. Voting for the quarterly contest is open. Yeah. Yeah, Jason, I mean, we got to enjoy Jason, like, guys, because he had some serious health hiccups a while ago, and he's still trucking. And he's just such a treasure. Like, I'm going to tear up. It's because I'm all emotional, because all of my... I still haven't recovered from the road trip. But, like, we're just lucky to have a Jason, like, a Mr. Weeby, and we need to treasure him, like, totally. Because he's an amazing person. And an amazing artist. And can totally destroy all of us, because, like, he's got all these skill sets from all of his time as an artist. Because he does carving in, like, bone and stone. He does metalworking. He does casting, like old school casting, like casting bronzes, for F's sake. You know, like, he has all of these art, like, these things that dovetail into each other and make him, like a miniatures, like, modeling virtuoso. Like, he's just on another level, guys. He's just on another level. Jason is awesome. Yeah, the Keeks. Yeah, it was good to see you too, Dogfather. It was good to see you too. You guys seem happy. So yeah, Jason is, like, amazing. And he's wise. He is one of our wise people in the hobby. Like Bob and Julie, you also get the wise button. Just because you've seen so many years of this crap. and they have very good advice whenever somebody, like, comes into the hobby, like, or wants to make a business out of it, or wants to start sculpting, or wants any of these things. They just have, like, the best advice, the best, wisest advice. You know, the advice you get that, like, is profound and real, and you never take it, and then years later you realize how profound and real it was. It's like that. It's like that. It's like I need to wise in the ways of the miniatures. That's the way it is. Regular site. Yeah, I don't think I need to, like, grab a box. I'll let you guys grab the boxes. I have enough stuff. I have enough stuff to line us up for the next several minis. He is. Well, he's, his pugs are in his soul, so. And it's not my breed, but Jason also used to breed Malamutes. Long, long time ago. So when I first got into Shiloh's, because they have a little bit of Malamute way back in them, we had fun discussions. But, alrighty, let's get this going on. Let's get some sculpting going on. I've got all this stuff sitting here. But it can go and sit down here for a little bit. But yeah, I didn't get any painting done. I got 0 done. But I got lots of cool minis. So, and I've told David I'm going to mix up quite a bit this time, guys. I'm going to pinch off a very generous clump of yellow. And again, you don't use the centerpiece. You can buy green stuff where the yellow and blue is in separate tubes, and if you're going to do a lot of sculpting, I recommend that. Because otherwise this bit down the middle does cure, and it gets lumpy, so that's why you always kind of leave that strip. And I don't have, I need a plastic bag. 1 second. Must grab plastic bags so the green stuff does not stick. And I know I have plastic bags. There we go. I'll just use one of these. So put that there. I just like to have something to put my mixed up green on, and plastic is easy to pop it off of. So it's my little yellow glob. Yeah, lady, that's way overkill. Like, I always advise people on here, take 1 to 2 classes a day, and always leave space in between. So the way to learn more from your classes that you get and actually get your money's worth is, because your brain's just going to dump out knowledge if you don't capitalize on it right after. So you take the class, you take a lot of notes, you give your all in the class. Then when you get out of class, you sit down and you practice what you just learned. This will help you retain a lot more of what you learn. Take a break, eat some food, go in for your next class, rinse and repeat. Again, do your class, take lots of notes so that you can remember, go out, practice. Remember that at Reapercon, or at cons in general, you can often still find your instructor afterwards to ask for feedback. Reapercon especially, but I don't know how Nova is on that. But so you take advantage of like that learning time right on the con. And if you take 4 classes in a day, you're just going to forget all of it. You're just not going to retain it. Like, you'll remember a couple of key things that really like change you, but there's so much more for you that you could do. Yeah, everybody tries to do it. Like, everybody's just super excited to get all the classes they ever wanted, and they take way too many. I think that 8 during the course of the con is too many. I think that Sunday needs to be a like relax and digest day, personally, for me. I even think that like the optimal for me, if I was still learning, would probably be 1 class Thursday, 2 classes Friday, 1 class Saturday, maybe 2, nothing on Sunday. Like, I think that would probably be, for me, and different people are going to learn and retain different ways. But, I mean, they've proven that, like, 1 hour after you take a class, 70% of it is dropped out of your brain. So if you don't sit down and, like, work on it, if you work on it, you can retain more. So, yeah. Yeah, 1 class a day, I think, is awesome, because then you can not only have plenty of time to practice, but plenty of time to socialize. You have time to like get something done, go to the instructor, say, hey, I tried to do what I learned in your class. This is my result. What do I need to do better? Stuff like that. Or how did I F this up? Depending, right? Yeah, 6. Yep, 6 is maximum for me, and I think even 5 might be maximum, really. Yeah, I mean, Dragon Con and Nova, like, and Reapercon all have slightly different audiences, in my opinion. Like, and it depends on your goals, right? Like, if you're a big cosplayer, you probably go into Dragon Con. Like that is where it's at. Or if you want just a general con with a capital C, where everything is there, and it's like another Gen Con or something, like just Dragon Con. Nova seems to be a level, like, if you want a painting competition that is up a level, like where you're actually trying to test yourself, you're trying to get to be really good, Nova will give you that feedback. Whereas if you're still like kind of, I feel like if you're still learning the hobby, if you're still like either a beginner or an intermediate painter who struggles to like really like connect the dots and really get to the level you'd like to be at, I feel like Reapercon is where you want to be. And if you're a sculptor, who's trying to learn more sculpting, Reapercon is where you want to be, because you can go up to Bob and Julie and Jason and Jean and talk to these people, and Christine. And if you have questions, or if you are struggling with a program or struggling with a thing, like, you can get that direct feedback at Reapercon if you're an aspiring sculptor. Twitch is being rude. Oh, yeah, bad. Oh, this does remind me that now, since my first effort at buying a new computer died, I need to still go and look at spending a ton of money on a new computer. Or not spending a ton of money on a new computer, as the case may be. Just in case, this isn't just Twitch. Alright, so I've got 2 little lumps. I want them roughly the same. If I'm trying to blend stuff in, then I want slightly more yellow. I feel like I have slightly more yellow here. That's probably actually about an ideal ratio right there. So I'm going to put my green chunk away in its thingy. Hey, Richard, how's it going? Yeah, I just got back. I did the 12-hour drive from Flagstaff to Mountain View to get home after Reapercon. That was my Wednesday. Yesterday, I was pretty much blah, you know. Today, I'm starting to feel like a human ant again. By Monday, I should be back firing on all cylinders. And I sold all the books I took to Reapercon. I sold, Richard, by Saturday morning. So I should have bought more. But you never know, right? Like, you just never know. So next year, I should have at least 1 more book out. Maybe even 2. We'll see. So then I'll have to ship. Like, I'll probably ask my ex if I can just ship boxes of books to him. Oh, thanks for the sub! The resub, Carrie Michael Cosby, and it was good to see you at the show. Subscribed with Prime. Thank you, 37 months. Eee! Oh, man. I did not Crowley, because that would have been that 12-hour. That would have added 2 hours. It would have been a 14-hour drive. And I'll tell you, by the end of the 10 hours, like, I was falling apart. Like, you guys know, my back and my everything. Like, okay, it's one thing to do a stream and not have to stretch anymore, but it's another thing to do a 12-hour road trip and add 2 hours onto it when you're, older and your back is shot. So, yeah, I decided no Grand Canyon. I decided instead of Grand Canyon, I was just driving that 12 hours home. And I also can't drive, like, if it's dark. Like, we got home right before right after sunset is when we got home. And it's just too much. Oh, good! Yay! Glad your husband has got my book. I hope he enjoys it. Yay! Yeah, David, there was really no point, Pendrake, in David taking 8 days off of work just to sit in a car with me. Like, that would just be silly. We could use that vacation time for so many better things. So David flew out and flew back. And then I was stuck in the car with the puppy. Yeah. So, like I said, toward the end, she was just, like, really getting, like, just, and so was I. So it was just like, I was done. I wanted to be home. I wanted to get back to my routine. I wanted to get back to work. I need to, get the next book really going. I need to catch up on the Patreon because I'm a week behind now. Yeah, exactly, Richard. I mean, yep, but again, Pendrake, would you take 8 days of vacation just to be the spare driver for your wife? Like, maybe, but I wouldn't have wanted him to do that. He thought about driving back with us, but at that point, once I knew he wasn't coming, I pretty much filled up all the space in the car that his stuff would have taken up. So then there was no way. There was just no way. Because I brought that portable freezer, and that pretty much used up all the space that would have gone to David's suitcase and stuff. So I don't know how I would have shoehorned the car if he had decided to do it. But I don't know. I mean, I think sometimes I enjoy road trips solo better. Um, Weirdly, it's just that this was too many days. I've never done a road trip this long. I never want to do this long again. But if I have like just a 2 day road trip, 2 day back, and I'm alone in the car, I'm actually really happy. I've got my little dictation headset now, and I actually got work done. I got work done on my book, and I got work done on my Patreon PDF that I need to do. Oh, it worked great. Work lurking. Shh, hyper bunny. Freezer worked great. Like, it only started getting a little bit, like, thawy, because at the beginning of the trip, it was full of frozen dog food. So it actually stayed, like, at 23 degrees, even when it was unplugged and in the car for 10 hours, which was brilliant. Right. See, Quindy? Exactly. Yes, it's like that, except that it's really, David has to have, like, for him to enjoy a drive or to not go crazy on a drive, he needs to have something on. So he needs to have, like, a podcast or an audiobook or something like that. I drive in silence. I actually do not, especially on this long one, I do not listen to anything. It's just me and my brain and the surroundings. And I honestly have found, I've done tests on this. I did a test when we went up to Seattle and back, and I did this test on this road trip. If I do not listen to anything, I am less tired in the car. Like, I can do longer trips, longer days, and I'll be less tired. When I plug into something, it actually tires my brain out to listen on the road, because I'm trying to drive and I'm trying to listen to whatever I'm trying to listen to. Oh, yeah. The 2 ancient dogs, yep. All right, we've got green stuff. I finally mixed it all up. It's all happy. Well, or as happy as green stuff will ever be. Now I need to choose my tools. I want to use an angular clay shaper because I'm going to be doing some stony angles, but I want my shovel too because the metal tools, remember, are just easier to just like initially manipulate to push the green stuff where you need it, and then the softer tools are refinement tools for me. Let me grab all of my clay shapers. Oh, you needed the music. Yeah, music is like kind of, I can do music and it doesn't tire me out as much. But at this point, I've done a lot of road tripping this past year or two, and I've been testing. And I have actually found that if I do not listen to things, I am less tired. So music is like it saves me at the end of the trip if I desperately need something to keep my brain like from falling asleep. So I can do it at the end. But yeah, don't want to do it earlier. All right, so we're going to start out with our metal tool. I'm just like have stuff all over in here. I don't think we're going to need tiny spoon yet. We might use Julie's spade tool, leaf tool. Oh yeah, that would have killed me. I mean, I was lifting stuff in and out of the car for the puppy and me all weekend, and it was enough. Let's just put it that way. Hello, Geltip. Yeah, we just got done talking about the Odyssey that was Reapercon. You missed it. It's good. You'll be fine. Now I finally have my green stuff mixed up. We're working on everything, Richard. Like, I feel like I need his beak to even out a little bit, so I need to grab my knife and see if I can even out his beak a little. I want to just shave away because it's a little bit lopsided on the one side. I want to shave away just a little bit. That's the hard part. There, it's a little bit better. All right, and this is just an armature. The thing that you are looking at right now is only an armature, and we will now skin green over it. Yeah, agreed, Inara. Agreed. Yeah, it's too much. Yeah, thankfully most of the places I stopped were, oh, we need our eagle reference. Where's my phone? Oh, I was going to show you guys, the cool graphic of my I share my book graphics on here every once in a while, but I just took a screenshot this morning. And I showed you an earlier version of this, but now after I ran a bunch of promotions on East of the Sun. So this is my book. And so let's actually get in focus here. There. Sorry for the screen weirdness. So this is my book, and this is a shot of the last 6 months of sales. Actually, it's the rank in the Kindle store. So you can see my initial launch, and then we had a little boost there where I ran a promo, and then it started to go down, and it went way down here, and then I started running Amazon ads, and watch how it creeps up, and it has peaks on days where it sells a couple of copies. And then here is where the promo came in. So I did email list promotions with like Book Barbarian and stuff like that. And it got me actually higher in the Kindle store than I did on my initial launch. And so now you can see it's starting to taper off. But yeah, it's exciting. It's cool. I like having that graphic representation of my book's entire life. And being able to see the differences, like see the stuff. So where's my eagle? I have an eagle that I saved. All photos. Where's my Yeah, this was the hotel, like on that last, like in Flagstaff. Kiki was just like, Mom, I'm done. I'm done, Mom. I'm so done. She took forever to calm down. Oh, one thing you guys didn't see though is she found a friend. We went to the park in Flagstaff and she found a Labradoodle puppy or Golden Doodle puppy who was 8. This is an awesome face. She was 8 months old. Her name was Juno, which I love that name. And so she just wanted, like, she and Kiki were fantastic. Like they absolutely had the same energy level, and we had this huge field. So we were just throwing the ball for them and they were just running. It was great. Oh, nice, Turgeon. Yay! Yeah, Book Barbarian did really well for me. Thanks, Geltip. Yeah. Yeah, actually, it's the 2 books now, Geltip. I put in my first book, and my second one just released. So where is my eagle? I want an eagle. I know I saved a nice eagle photo. Yeah, there we go. There we go. It's a nice eagle. There's my eagle. And I saved it so that we could see like all the details and stuff, so... Yeah. Catfolk Bard. Yay! But yeah, so Keekster found a friend, and that was nice. So I do need to like make sure that the head is... Obviously, this is just like an eagle. We're going to be doing a griffin. We're going to add ears. It's really easy. But I wanted to have this for reference so that I could, as I start skinning this over, I can start making it work. So I do feel like... my lower jaw was a little bit more robust, but that's okay with me. Like I said, we're doing an eagle. We're doing a griffin, not an eagle. So, all right, we're going to start on this side. And I'm going to make this thinner and stretch it out. Probably get it in a couple of pieces. And then we will start globbing it on. Bloop, bloop, bloop. But at least I've got my eagle for when I need it. Alright, so sculpting tool and other sculpting tools. But yeah, so Keeks found a friend and they had a nice half-hour playtime. Oh, I don't have much water, but that's alright. I'm not painting. Alright, and I want eagle. The problem is, phone, you just are not staying open. Alright, so the thing that I need to remember is that there is really, like, a long indent. And I'm just kind of looking at my eagle picture as I'm doing this. As I work the screen over this area. So I needed that underlying armature so that I could have my form set, and now I can try to make it more refined. So I can lengthen. And I'm looking at where the mouth comes in, because it actually is like here. It actually comes down all the way back to below the eye. I'm going to hollow out that socket, and I'm going to make it much less rough than it was the first time. And this actually kind of comes down and out and blends into the beak. Blend in that. So pretty much, yeah, just using that underpinning that we did, that very rough underpinning, to create something closer to this. And I want to blend that in. And I want, the nostrils are really far out, so we want to cut that in. I want a smaller spoon at this point. And I want to press down on the beak. I need to get that nostril part that's, make sure that it's a little bit overlapping the rest of the beak. Get the nostril in there. Now we're looking much more like a bird. But we needed to have that armature of green, that rough shape underneath, so that we could start doing this. And once I've got these shapes in here, then I can start making things a little more angular. If I want to suggest that it's more of a rough stone carving, I need to bring this down. So I need more green stuff. But yeah, Book Barbarian did really good for me, Turgeon. Book Barbarian, out of the 3 promos I ran this time, is the only one that paid for itself, that actually made money. So it's interesting how you start out with a concept of your work as a writer, and you think you know where its niche is, right? You think you know. And then it turns out that it's different. Like, I've been marketing it as YA fantasy, right? So young adult. And some lists don't have a YA fantasy. You have to just choose to do the YA list or the fantasy list. And so, but the more I mess with that, so for those places that like Fussy Librarian, I typically pay for both YA and fantasy. But what the Book Barbarian promo taught me is that even though it's young adult, it appeals to fantasy readers more than it appeals. Like, it's more of a fantasy than it is a young adult. And so now I'm having to kind of shift my gears mentally and go, all right, maybe I've been marketing this incorrectly. It's the same thing with my Amazon ads. Let me see. I need a sharper edge. Let's get the hockey puck shape here. This is a nice thin blade. Now we get the mouth sunk in and exaggerate it. So it's a statue, so there's that mouth. Looking pretty good there, huh? Yeah, Kiki's a sweetie. Alright, so now, and I don't need perfect blending here because I am going to like make some feathers coming off, but I need to get this figured out here and just tap it in. And I'm just going to do this in sections, and the great thing about it being a statue is that I can do it in sections, because I'll be making some pretty angular stone cuts. I need to blend this in on the other side. So we can just keep an eye on this. Actually, as I fill out this side, you can see how it's going to come together. And I don't mind letting some of this green like go down into the stones, like, and have it kind of blend in there. Don't mind that at all. Because I want this there. So I have to figure out where I'm going to start, like the real worked stone, as opposed to the stone that this is carved out of in the mountainside. And I think I'm going to go there. And I'll just make this green stuff blend into this rock right here. Make some more, a little bit of rock shapes. Man, I was staring at rocks while I was driving, going, ooh, I want to sculpt those rocks. Ooh. There's so many great rocks when you're going through, like, flags around the Flagstaff area in Arizona. Arizona has great rocks. New Mexico has great rocks. It's lots of basing inspiration. There. Went through Death Valley. Death Valley was actually pretty nice on the way back. Death Valley was only in the 80s on the drive back, as opposed to the drive out where I got out of the car to gas up in Needles and it was 111 degrees. Bye, Crowley. Yes, it was good to see you. Have fun. Have not fun. have whether a soldier on in your meeting. How about that? Hold on. There's only a way to figure out your demographic, Richard, if, hold on, everybody's talking. And it keeps popping up. Yeah. Oh no, Quindy. Crowley got you. Oh yeah, Kodiak, it is more than okay. It's more than okay for adults to read YA. Like, in fact, the surveys that have been done suggest that, like, as much as 40 or 50% of the readers of YA are actually adults. Because there's a lot of us who do not like a ton of, like, sex and explicit violence in our books. And we still like a good story. And honestly, I feel, since I read both YA and adult, like, I feel that some of the best writing nowadays is actually in the young adult genre. So I feel like, I feel like that genre label is misleading. But, you know, it's like the publishers like labels, so whatever. All right, so now we're going to start grabbing our angle tool and put some angle suggestions in here. For maybe our angle tool will help us shape our rocks a bit. We'll find out. Yeah, just give me a good story. Yeah. As far as demographics, though, Richard, if you want demographic data, the way to do it is honestly to start running Facebook ads. Sad as that is, with the Book of Faces being somewhat evil. For writers, though, it is a good resource because you can target audience, and it will break down your demographic for you. So it does give you information. I have not started running Facebook ads. I'm somewhat loath to do so because I'm running Amazon ads, and I feel like that's essentially, if people are on it and going to Amazon, they often go to Amazon and treat it like a bookstore, so they're actually in the mood to buy books, so people are actually looking to buy. Whereas on Facebook and other social media platforms, I feel like the ads are just really obnoxious because they, I'm not there to buy. They're just like throwing things in my face. Yeah, more like a movie rating. Well, right, and Redwall wasn't classified when it came out, but nowadays it will be young adult. And Redwall, like the level of violence in Redwall is about what I'm aiming for. Like, there is violence, their characters do die, but I try to, like, not be explicit about it. Even my battle scenes are more stylistic than explicit. Well, now that it's finally going to be a Netflix series, it looks too, Lady Kachara. Redwall is. Well, you can still kill characters. I mean, spoilers. I do have a character death in my books, but you just don't do it explicitly, right? You just don't. It's not ugly. Like you make it. It's not ugly. You just don't make it ugly. And there's lots. My philosophy has always been there's lots of ugliness in real life, and I don't need more in my books. Like, I definitely read to escape. I read to, like, experience magical things and to, like, root for characters that I really like. So we're just putting in some details here, guys. Little facet kind of stylistic carvy kind of things to make it feel more once I paint it like stone. Yeah, I believe that it's officially going to be a Netflix series. It's been a very long time in the making that people have wanted Redwall to be made into a movie or into something for a very long time. But if you go looking, you'll find the news stuff about it. I don't know what the timeline is on it, lady, or if it with stuff like this, you never know if it's just going to get like thrown into a tank to sit for years or if it's actually moving forward. So, right. I mean, there is. Yeah, I mean, and I've talked about before the thing with George's writing is George likes tragedies. He doesn't like he likes to write kind of depressing stuff. So, and I am definitely the opposite. I like at least an ending where the characters end up okay. There might be sadness in it. Like I like kind of a mixed ending sometimes where there's some poignancy, but I don't. I also just like plain up happy endings. I like the characters to fulfill like the thing they need, and maybe they don't get everything they wanted, and maybe some things they lose, but it teaches them something, right? So it's like that. So I'm just like I'm using the features of the eagle to try to create just some angles here for like the stone to suggest like that it's been chiseled. I do think I'm going to go off of this tool a bit. I thought it would be okay, but I actually like the metal tool a little better, I think, on this. Yeah, that was not... My favorite was... everybody's got a favorite book from their childhood, for sure. I think... Watership Down for me. I also love The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, but I loved, more than that, The House with a Clock in Its Walls. John Bellairs wrote some pretty cool stuff. I'm gonna try to like get this chiseled up and then flattened out on the cheekbone. A little bit more like a stone. Green is a little harder to work this way. If I was using cosplay, if I could use cosplay to do my entire sculpt, it would be easier to get these angles to stay. But green wants to relax, especially when it's newly mixed. So I'm making it a little bit harder here in a lot of ways. But I want to use green